So first of all, I would like to thank All India Film Society and Dr. Somshila for giving me this opportunity to speak in such a wonderful session. And I'll be speaking on stromal tissue expansion for advanced keratoconus. I have
Dr. Bhupesh, if you're okay, you can start your camera as well. We are not able to see you.
Oh, sorry. Just a second. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Bhupesh.
So I have no financial disclosures in this talk. So we all know that keratoconus is a bilateral, progressive, non-inflammatory eye condition in which there is a thinning and steepening of the cornea occurs. And the traditional option management in keratoconus is RGP trial, lenses, collagen cross-linking, intrastromal ring segment, deep anti-lamellar keratoplasty, and penetrating keratoplasty. So if we talk about the culprit that is there in the keratoconus, there is a decrease in corneal thickness, which results in decrease in corneal biomechanics, which further leads to corneal steepening, and ultimately patient land up in eye drops. So the research idea of this technique is to increase the corneal thickness along with corneal stiffness. So I call this technique as the addition keratoplasty because we are adding a tissue to the existing cornea. In this procedure, a corneal pocket is created into anti-stroma with the help of femtosecond laser. The donor lenticule harvested from patients who underwent refractive surgery, that is SMILE, were placed in the lamellar corneal pocket and collagen cross-linking was done. This in turn increases the corneal thickness of advanced keratoconus patients in which epi-off cross-linking was not possible initially. So this is the surgical video of one of my patients. So the patient was docked first, and so with this machine, we have to remove a little bit of stroma before inserting a new lenticule. So minimal stromal removal is around 8 to 10 micron. So very thin lenticule was cut first in the patient's eye. And then after opening the anterior and posterior pocket, that thin lenticule was removed from the patient. The lenticule is thin, so we have to be very careful because chances are there that we can leave some tissue behind. So we have to gently open both the anterior and posterior pocket. And then with the help of blunt spatula, we can do the lamellar dissection of the lenticule and we can remove it. Then this is a donor lenticule from the other patient. And we know how much we have removed from the patient. So we know the thickness, what we are going to insert in this patient. So simply we have to push this lenticule inside the stromal pocket. So when we perform this procedure, what we do, we make the stromal pocket 0.1 millimeter larger than the donor lenticule so that the insertion of the lenticule is easy. And we have to make sure that it should reach up to the distal end, not at the proximal end. So after ensuring the complete stability of the lenticule and at the correct position, then the epithelium is scraped off with the help of the spatula and the hockey stick knife. Cornea is very thin, so we have to be very gentle at this step. And after scraping off, we have to do the standard epi-off cross-linking. We can see the nicely placed lenticule inside the stromal pocket. And on slit lamp, we can confirm its position. So the procedure itself is very simple, but it works very well. So this is a post-op ASOCT at 3 months. We can see the lenticule is nicely placed and there is no scarring in the interface. So I did a small study on this technique till now I have operated around 12 eyes of 12 patients of advanced keratoconus. So the primary criteria for this procedure was those patients in which epi of cross-linking was not possible. So all the patients in which the thinnest pachymetry was between 350 to 400 microns were included in this study. And the lenticules, those were placed in these eyes were between 90 micron to 120 micron. And the aim was always to make it more than 450 and in between 500. So, and the patients were followed up to 1 year. So if we talk about the result of this technique in these patients, so we have seen there is a significant improvement in corneal pachymetry depending on the lenticle we have added in which patients, and average pachymetry was around 316 preoperative period, and the postoperative period was around 490 to 500 micron. And the keratometry was reduced. The initial keratometry average was 58 diopters, which reduced to around 56.5. So average 2.5 to 3 diopters flattening were noted after this procedure. The best corrected visual acuity was also improved in all of these cases. And the good part was that there was no complication reported in any of these cases. And till now, no eyes had any graft rejection or any scarring or any infection at 1 year follow-up. So this technique holds significant potential for treating advanced cases of keratoconus. Eyes which are not suitable for collagen cross-linking because of thin cornea can be taken up for cross-linking. And with this technique, the rate of doing deep anti-lamellar keratoplasty or penetrating keratoplasty in keratoconus eyes can be reduced with this procedure. So in conclusion, the surgical technique is easy to learn and perform. The limitation with this technique is the availability of lenticular extraction system is necessary. The adhesion keratoplasty is an innovative procedure with good outcomes, although the long-term results will further establish this technique as a treatment modality for keratoconus.